Hi everyone, it's Sam from the Fraser Coast Libraries and I'm here with Errol and we're going to share a fairy tale with you. This is the story of the Three Little Pigs. Once upon a time, there was a mummy pig who lived in the forest with her three piggies. Now these three piggies and their mummy lived in quite a small house, and of course with little piggies, when they keep eating, they get bigger and bigger and bigger. And one day they got so big that mummy pig said, "We can't all fit in this house anymore. You three are going to have to go out on your own. Now I need you to go out into the forest and find a nice little bit of land to build yourselves a house, but you must build it of something strong, because remember there's the big bad wolf out there, okay?" So off the three little piggies went into the forest, and the first little piggy found his little bit of land and he thought, "I'm going to build my house out of straw." Now there's something you should know about the first little piggy. He was a little bit lazy. He liked to take some shortcuts. So he found his straw and he built his house and he went on his merry way. Well, the other two little piggies kept travelling along, and then the second one found a little patch of land and he said, "Well, you know what? This is good for me. I think I'm going to build my house out of sticks." So he did. And then the third little piggy, he was a little bit more of a hard worker. And so he went along a little bit further till he found some bricks in the forest, and he decided he'd make his house of bricks. So here we have the three little piggies all in their houses, and Mummy Piggy's very, very proud of her three little boys. But one day, a big bad wolf comes walking through the forest and comes across the house of straw. Here we have the house of straw, and we have our first little piggy. And the big bad wolf knocks on the door and he says, "Knock, knock, knock." He said, little piggy, oh, do let me come in, or I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in." Well, the first little piggy, he didn't like the sound of that. And he said, "Well, no, Mr. Wolf, I'm not going to let you in, not by the hair on my chinny chin chin." So the big bad wolf, he was true to his word. He huffed and he puffed and he blew the house in. Well, the first little piggy went, "Ah, no!" and he scampered, and the big bad wolf chased after him, and he found his brother in the house of sticks, and he ran in there and he said, "Come with me," and in you come, and they shut the door and they were nice and safe. So here we have our house of sticks. Well, the big bad wolf, he wasn't going to give up so easily because, well, two little piggies would be better than one little piggy. So he got to the front door of the house of sticks and he knocked on the door and he said, little piggies, do let me come in, or I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in." Oh, well, the two little piggies looked at themselves and they said, "Well, we don't like the idea of that, but we're not going to let you in." So true to his word, the big bad wolf, he huffed and he puffed and he blew the house in. And there were the two little piggies surrounded by the sticks staring at the big bad wolf. So what did they do? Of course they ran and they ran and they ran through the forest until they found the house of bricks with the third little piggy. And they said, "Quick, let us in," and he let them in and they slammed the door shut. Well, the big bad wolf, he's not one to give up. And he was pretty confident that he was going to get these three little piggies now by hook or by crook. So he came and he knocked on the door again. Can you say it with me? Little piggy, do let me come in, or I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in. Well, the three little piggies, well, they certainly didn't want that to happen, but they weren't going to let the big bad wolf in because they knew what would happen if they let him in. So they said, no, we're not going to let you in, not by the hair on our chinny chin chins." Well, true to his word, the big bad wolf, he huffed and he puffed and he blew, but nothing happened. So he huffed and he puffed and he blew again. Nothing happened again. He couldn't blow this house in. This house of bricks was way too strong for the big bad wolf. Well, the three little piggies, they were doing a little jig inside. Well, the big bad wolf, though, he does not give up. So he found that this house of brick had a chimney at the top. So he thought to himself, "I'm going to climb up and get them. I'm going to go down through the chimney." So he's climbing up the side of the house and he gets to the chimney and he comes and he sort of loses his footing a little bit and comes bottom first down the chimney. Now what he didn't realise was that the third little piggy, he put on some water on the stove, a big pot of boiling water, because he felt like a cup of tea just before his brothers turned up. So when the big bad wolf came down the chimney and slipped, he hit the water, the boiling water, bottom first, and he threw himself out of it, and he's all jumping around his bottom. Oh no! And he ran out the door and he ran through the forest, and the three little piggies were cheering. Yay! They got rid of the big bad wolf. And do you know what? No one in the forest ever saw the big bad wolf ever again. We hope you liked our fairy tale today.